Alright, so I have, after much deliberation and thought and whatnot, decided to do this. It's been a long time. I'm talking years. But there we are. I'm gonna do this, and not for any other reason than because I just want to share stuff with whoever decides to watch this. But no, I want to share my thoughts and ideas and opinions and creativity and everything else. So I basically just like want to get my inner self outside. So that's what we're gonna do. Small introduction. My name's Elise Thomas and I just turned 20. Okay, so as the title probably suggests, 5 weird things about me. So I've decided that to begin this channel, I'm going to scare everyone away with everything that's weird about me. But okay, so number 1, and the main reason I started thinking about making a channel all those years ago is that I talk to myself. And you're thinking, oh yeah, I do that too all the time. It's more that I monologue to myself, and I think that makes it sound a little more scary. Just thinking about, you know, my future roommates, whoever they may be. They're gonna get very scared and very worried very quickly. So that's definitely the weirdest thing about me, is that I will just basically what a YouTube video is, but to thin air. I'm crazy. Confirmed. Number 2, I still sleep with a soft toy, which really isn't that weird. I know, a lot of people do it, but I just thought I'd throw it in there. Okay. I think number 1 really covers how weird I am. But anyway, so here we go. Here is Big Fat Bunny. As you can see, it's a rabbit, not a bear. And yes, he's called Big Fat Bunny, and he used to be a lot fatter, I promise, but I've been sleeping on him for about 15 years now, so he's gotten a little thinner. But yep. So there you go. That's my soft toy there. So there you go. Now you're all acquainted. Number 3, I don't like telephones. I don't know if you'd call it a phone phobia or like phone anxiety. I don't know what you'd call it, and I used to think this was really weird, but apparently it's actually really common. Because I've told people and they're like, oh yeah, I'm the same. And anyway, I don't like answering phones. I've sort of had to get over it as I got older and older and became more of an adult, but I don't like it. So if you call me and your number comes up just as a number or a private number, I'm not gonna, if I don't know who it is, basically I'm not gonna call you back. It's really bad. I should do it, but I don't like the idea of like not knowing who's going to be on the other end of the line. I'd like to know who it's going to be. And you know, I also don't like having to make calls. That's worse. I really don't like making calls, so I try to avoid it. And that's why one reason I'm glad I live in such a technology-driven world, because everyone doesn't use the phone anymore for what it's originally created for. It's Messenger and it's texting and not having to face people and talk to them, which suits me down to a T. So, okay, number 4, in general, I don't like people. Not a fan. I just like individual people. Obviously, I have friends. I'm not a loner. I like people. Like, I like having friends, and I've got really great friends. But in general, just people, just just the whole general idea of people don't like it. That's why I don't like personally living in the suburbs and having to go into the city every day for uni, because there's just so many people. And it's just so many of them. It's just too many. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's why I want to live in the country. I want to move to the country where smaller numbers of people and you can move around and you don't feel like everywhere you look there's a person, you know, just everywhere, and you can't do anything because someone will be watching you, you know, and the trains are always full and it's turning into a rant. But people can be wonderful, and I like to people watch, actually. I don't like having to talk to people. I am sort of introverted that way, but I like to watch them, but I don't like to talk to them. So it basically sums it up, I think. But watching people is very interesting. And number 5, I'm going to go with something from my childhood. When I was a child, I had recurring nightmares about every movie under the sun. Wallace and Gromit, The Hard Shave, if you've seen it, the robot dog, scared me out of my wits. I watched it in grade 1. Never the same again. I just scarred from that. It just, the robot dog just bursting out of the shaving machine. I was like, it scared me. So, Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean, the second one. Oh man, I remember like lying in bed after watching that movie, and don't get me wrong, I love Pirates of the Caribbean, but I watched that and went to bed and I was terrified the whole night, just imagining him walking and like smashing through the bedroom window, his wooden leg, and smashing through and taking me away to his ship. Oh, just, yeah. And that was one of my favourite characters of any movies. But, my favourite movie when I was a kid, so these movies were like these crazy, tame movies really. Maybe not Davy Jones, but Wallace and Gromit, I mean, come on. But my favourite movie was The Mummy. The whole trilogy, really, but especially number 1, because that's the one I watched all the time. You know, the one with Brendan Fraser and all that. That was my favourite movie. So it's like I was afraid of a kid's cartoon, but I loved this like more adult horror mummy movie. Just go figure. I don't understand. But yeah, so that's 5 weird things about me. Yeah. I don't know how to end this. Just, I guess, do the whole like and subscribe thing, I suppose. I don't know. Do what you will. I'm not fussed. So, okay, gonna go now.